Sell your soul to the devil, but never do these five things in college that will sabotage your career, make you a loner, and will destroy your will to live. And how can I forget the classic one? These five mistakes will take your mark sheet from this to this without you even noticing. Because believe me, I just graduated, and there is nothing more painful than being the student who used to get the highest marks till class 12th and turning into somebody who now even struggles to get an internship. I know the struggle, okay? I know. So, for this reason, I am going to talk about five things that people who have amazing GPAs, have connections, and maybe even have a job right after the college, they never do these five mistakes. And you should avoid them at all costs if you're entering college this year, next year, whenever. So, or maybe if you are in college, you can actually learn from these things. So let's start with the first one. But I'm not going to talk about things like go talk to everybody in the campus or lick your teacher's ass. I mean, or maybe something like, you should not attend questionable parties where the police can come and say hi to you anytime. No, I'm going to talk about things that will guarantee that you have a strong foundation for your career, that will also make sure you always get good marks, and so that maybe if you get lucky enough, you will also have a job right after college. So let's get right into it. I would advise that you fall in a volcano, then fall in love in college. Because you enter college thinking that it is going to be a Karan Johar movie, you're going to be the protagonist, the main character. But it soon turns into Midsommar or Badlapur and you don't even realize it. Because let me tell you something, college relationships do not last long, just like your beef. But see, here's what I mean. College relationships do not really have a future. People here are either conforming to peer pressure and just want to prove to the society that, hey, I can get a girlfriend, I can get a boyfriend. This is what people here are for. And let me tell you
Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
that college relationships take up a lot of precious time of your life. So the time that you can have used on building something, for example, building a resume, building connections, or maybe trying to have trying to do something that is going to benefit you in the long run. And before you get angry that why am I bashing romantic relationships, let me tell you, they take a huge toll on your mental health. Because let's be honest, if you're going to be in a relationship, you will have to invest emotionally and you will have to be there for this person. I don't think so you can afford to do that at this stage when you're just beginning your career. This is the most precious time of your life. So if you're going to invest it in, you know, catering to somebody's romantic needs at this age, I don't think so you will have really fruitful results in the long run, especially because people in college don't really love each other. It's like people don't have the emotional maturity at this age to fall in love. And okay, there are so many people who do find these amazing partners, they get married, good for them, I'm really happy for them. But at the same time, these are some rare cases. They do not really happen in real life on daily basis. It's not like you're going to enter college and find your perfect wife or husband. People don't really see a future with each other here. They just know either by the end of or like year one, or by the end of the college term, they will be separated. So it's better that you focus on yourself and building your resume, your career, than giving a lot of time to romantic relationships, because you don't have the time for that. And let me give you a real life example. This is a really funny story. It should not be funny, although, like, okay. So, my best friend has this friend, and this girl got an amazing college while she had applied to some other college, but she was already studying in one with my best friend, but she had applied to somewhere else, and then she got admission in that place, in that college as well. But she did not go there. You know why? Because she had got a boyfriend here, and my best friend said, you should go there, it's a better opportunity. Why would you choose this weird sa college, and why won't you go build a better career path? She said, no, I don't want to, go. I have a boyfriend here. And what happened to this relationship? They broke up just after a few months. It was not even love. They were not even in love with each other. They were just there because people get into relationships. So she literally, left or sacrificed her career for some fun for a few months. So this is how people actually destroy their careers. I'm not saying that she destroyed her career. Maybe she, I do not know. It's just that she could have been on a better track than being in a college like this in DU. So choose wisely. And yeah, let's talk about the second mistake that you make. And the second mistake that I see a lot of people making is acting nonchalant or thinking that you're better than everybody, you know everything, you don't need to learn anything new here. Because, in all honesty, these people look cool on the surface. You might think, oh, they're, so nonchalant, they don't really care about anything, how are they so cool? But in reality, these people don't have any connections. These people don't have friends to enjoy college parties, fests with. These people don't really have a personality. They are just trying to act cool when in reality, they are not challenging themselves. There is no character development taking place. This is something that I'm going to talk about in the fifth point. But these people are not really as cool as you think. And when you try to do that, when you try to act like this nonchalant person, that I don't need to interact with professors, I don't need to participate in class discussion, or I won't attend my college fresher or my college fest, these people are actually missing out on real college life. So if you are entering college, my only advice would be to just drop this act of being nonchalant and actually try to care about people around you. Talk to them, participate in things that your department is doing, participate in events of your college, because that is what is going to shape your personality. That is what is going to reflect in your resume. And when you will go for interviews, you will talk about these things, and this will show that yes, you are somebody who can work in a team, that yes, you have the confidence to go out and interact with people, which is something that most companies need. Now let's move on to the third mistake that I see a lot of people making. And if I see another person doing this, I'm gonna beat them. I'm literally gonna beat them. The third mistake that people make and then regret at the day of their farewell is not engaging in societies. Because if I could go back to my first year, I would literally beat myself and beg myself to join more societies. So in my entire college life, I was merely engaged in 2 to 3 societies. I would say join at least 5 societies in the beginning. Yes, it might seem a lot, but this is actually a golden piece of advice, because you don't have to be in all these 5 societies. You don't have to work your ass off. Instead, what you're going to do is in the first semester, you will realize which society is the best for you, or which societies are the best for you. So be so make sure that you at least engage in 2 societies and get to better positions. Do not just end up as the members of these societies. Instead, work for them. Be really sincere, disciplined, so that you can get the positions of head. Aim for vice president and president. This is something, when it is going to reflect in your resume, you can actually go and sit in interviews of companies without even having any real life experience. Societies are the hub of building connections. It's the best way to get to know different career paths. You have people from all the departments, and let's say you are in the marketing society, so you have people from commerce, you have people from English, you have people from psychology. You get to learn so much, and societies are literally the best way to build a really good community, build a network of people that might benefit you in the future. Because this is what college is about. It's a transaction. You don't really talk to people here because you are really genuinely interested in being friends with them. People here just talk to each other because they want to build connections. This is a sad reality, and somebody who is hypersensitive, I don't really like that, and maybe that was the reason why I could not really engage with a lot of societies. But that's the truth. You have to play smart, okay? You have to be a little over smart in order to win this rat race, because I mean, it's just how it works, unfortunately. And I think not engaging in societies cost you. You don't really build the confidence that you need when you're going to work in the corporate sector. If you are working in a team, in a society, you will actually be able to outperform your peers, your colleagues who were not really that much active in their college days, who were not really doing anything and just attending classes. Because life without societies in college would be super boring. Like, what are you going to college for? To just attend classes, to just look at your professors faces? No, you don't want to do that. You want to, be with people. That's what college is for, so that your personality actually develops and you actually learn something. And yes, amazing thing is the certificates that you get from societies, you're going to add them in your resume. So please join at least two societies and make sure that you are at good positions in them. Okay, so now the third mistake is something that might sound a little contradictory, but not having fun in college. College is the only time when you have a lot of time, a lot of freedom. Wait, college is the only time when you have a lot of time. It's okay. So when you have a lot of freedom, and it's the only time when you're not really accountable to anyone. Yes, you have a career to build, you have to take care of it as well, but at the same time, you know that these 3 to 4 years or maybe 5 years are the years where you can have a lot of fun without stressing about your job, without thinking about, oh, I'll have to go to office on Monday, I can't go out on weekend or something like that. You have a lot of friends. Okay, if not a lot, yeah, I mean, even if you have one or two friends. So, but you can do so much fun in college. I'm not just saying that go sit in cafes every day. No, don't, don't waste money on things that are not going to be that great. Go to free concerts. College have free concerts. I went to Shreya Ghoshaal's concert for free in DTU, and then I attended my college fest. We had Diwali Mela and everything, so it was so fun, and you get to build a lot of memories. So when you get old, or when when your children are going to ask you, "Mommy, what did you do in college?" You can, that sounds so weird. Okay, you can slap me, but you can say things like, "See, this is what I did. This is how I dressed in my college fest. Do I look hot?" So yeah. So I think never ever skip on your fun in college, but do not overdo it. Keep it balanced. So for instance, I took my first trip of my life alone, like not alone, I went there with my best friend, but we went to Himachal. So that is something that I'm going to cherish a lot, because now my friend is moving to Mumbai for her job and I'm unemployed. So now let's talk about the last mistake that you must avoid, because this is going to cost you your marks. I'm being really serious about it. So listen up. Ignoring your professor's existence. I have seen so many students who don't really engage with their professors when they ask questions. They are not really active in class. And unless and until you are doing something amazing, you're doing multiple internships, you are engaged in a lot of societies, make sure that you are also visible to your professor. If you're not visible to your professor, you will not score good marks in internals. That is a harsh truth, because professors are biased. See, they have their favorite students, and they tend to do this thing where if they just know you by your face, by your name, they are going to mark you 1 or 2 marks higher. This is the reality. I have experienced it, many students experience it, because once you're visible, once they know you and they know that yes, you participated in class discussions, even if it means saying yes or no, repeating the answer of somebody else, but yeah, don't like do a lot of blunders. But besides that, when they see you, they make sure that you're not at least failing your internals. They might even rescue you when it comes to attendance issues, because many professors help you out when these things happen. So I would really advise you to not ignore your professor's existence. And if you're somebody who is socially anxious, who is not really interested in participating in class discussions, I would say challenge yourself. This is going to develop your character. I'm not saying that, just be that bold, confident person, that extrovert that is super annoying. No, please don't do that. Don't give yourself panic attacks. It's just try to challenge yourself little by little every day. Maybe try raising your hand and saying something really, um, you know, a 2 to 3 word sentence. That is enough. That is enough. So yeah. And now I also have a bonus point. Okay, I'm not done yapping. I just talk a lot. My bonus point is interact with your seniors. I am telling you, this is golden piece of advice. Even if you don't follow 2 or 3 advices that I have told you, already, English not coming to me, it's just please interact with your seniors, because this is going to be really helpful. First things first, seniors know a lot about professors. So once you get to know about which professor would give you marks, which professor's classes you must attend in order to get marks, and which professor is the one who is not really going to care about your existence. Moreover, seniors are the only people who can tell you what to do during your exams, how to write answers, how to write your dissertation, how to navigate your path through college events or department events. Seniors actually help you get higher positions in department societies or in other societies. So please make sure that you interact with your seniors. It is going to be really beneficial. So yeah, that was all for today's video. And if you're wondering why my hair was flying here and there, that's because of my table fan. I'm not gonna use AC दोपहर में. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. इसमें enjoy करने वाला तो कुछ नहीं था. देखो, साफ सीधी बात है. I hope you learned something from this video and you're going to execute it in your real life, because go build that career. Don't waste it on romantic love and get good marks.